entertain you. Let me make you smile. Let me do a few tricks, some old and then some new tricks. I'm very versatile. And if you're real good, I'll make you feel good. We'll have a really good time. So let me entertain you, and we'll have a real good time. Yes, sir, we'll have a real good time. Welcome. Thank you for coming to Showtime Cabaret. We have a wonderful show for you this afternoon. I'm Jean, and this is the fabulous Luke Malloy on piano. So sit back, relax, and let us entertain you. And we'll have a real good time, yes sir. We'll have a real good time. Thank you. Thank you. We're really thrilled to be here, and thank you again to Christy Lockhart and especially to the Friends of the Thomas Crane Library for having us in this most beautiful venue and historic, the Richardson Room. It's just a thrill to be here, to be back, and to sing in this beautiful venue. And we'd like to start the show with some oldies but goodies, as I like to call them. These are songs that never go out of style. They are done as jazz standards, and I think most of you will recognize these three songs in this next set. The first song is When I Fall in Love by Victor Young and Edward Heyman, and it's a wonderful song that has been done and recorded by many, many artists, and many of you may know that it won the Grammys with the Nat King Cole and Natalie, his daughter, Cole version. It's a wonderful song, When I Fall in Love. When I fall in love, it will be forever, or I'll never fall in love. In a restless world like this is, love is ended before it's begun, and too many moonlight kisses seem to cool in the warmth of the sun. When I give my heart, it will be completely, or I'll never give my heart. And the moment I can feel that you feel that way too is when I fall in love with you. I can feel that you feel that way too is when I fall in love. When I fall in love, when I fall in love with you, or with you, with you. Thank you. I'm so fortunate to be performing with this man, Luke Malloy, who I will showcase a little later in the program. This next song is a wonderful song by the British actor, and he was an orchestra leader and a songwriter and a lyricist, Ray Noble. And this song actually was the #1 pop tune of 1934. And I know we all think of pop music as Adele, Beyonce, Taylor Swift, John Mayer, but this was actually one that hit the charts and stayed on the charts for many, many years in weeks in 1934. And it's a wonderful song, The Very Thought of You. And these lyrics I'd like to do today include the verse. Usually in the jazz standards, they leave the verses out. But I love these lyrics for the verse, so I wanted to share them with you. So this is the #1 pop tune of 1934, The Very Thought of You. I don't need your photograph to keep by my bed. Your picture is always in my head. I don't need your portrait, dear, to call you to mind. For sleeping or waking, dear, I find the very thought of you, and I forget to do the little ordinary things that everyone ought to do. I'm living in a kind of daydream. I'm happy as a queen, and foolish though it may seem to me, that's everything. The mere idea of you, the longing here for you. You'll never know how slow the moments go till I'm near to you. I see your face in every flower, your eyes in stars above. It's just the thought of you, the very thought of you, my love. I'll hold you responsible, I'll take it too long. I never have felt like this before. I'm suing for damages, excuses won't do. I'll only be satisfied with you. The very thought of you, and I forget to do the little ordinary things that everyone ought to do. I see your face in every flower, your eyes in stars above. It's just the thought of you, the very thought of you, my love. Thank you. Thank you. See, aren't these great pop tunes? Love them. This next one is It Had to Be You by Isham Jones. And how many of you actually know Isham Jones, the composer? Not very many. I didn't think so. You probably don't know of him, but he, in the 1920s, had a wonderful, probably the most popular dance band with Benny Goodman and Woody Herman, who took over his band when he retired. And he wrote over 100 classic songs that are still being played and performed today. And this is the wonderful It Had to Be You. Probably heard the Frank Sinatra, Billie Holiday, or Tony Bennett versions, but I always think of the wonderful signature song of Harry Connick Jr. This is a song that he sings a lot. This is the beautiful It Had to Be You. It had to be you, oh, it had to be you. I wandered around and finally found the somebody who could make me be true, could make me be blue, and even be glad just to be sad thinking of you. Some others I've seen might never be mean, might never be cross or call themselves boss, but they wouldn't do wonderful you. It had to be you. Oh, it had to be you. No, it had to be you. Wonderful you. I wandered around and finally found the somebody who could make me be true, could make me be blue, and even be glad just to be sad, thinking of you. Some others I've seen might never be mean. They might never be cross or call themselves boss, but they wouldn't do. For nobody else gave me a thrill. With all of your faults, I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you. Be you. Thank you, Luke Malloy. Now we have a very, very special treat. Come on up, Christy. Christy Lockhart found out she sings, and she agreed to perform this duet with me. Thank you so much. This is a real thrill. This is the duet from the musical Wicked, by music and lyrics by Stephen Schwartz. And I've never done this as a duet, so this is a really special treat. Thank you for joining me today. And in this, I know if you know the story, this is sort of the prequel to this Wizard of Oz. And Christy is going to play Glinda, the Good Witch of the South, and I'm going to play Elphaba, the soon-to-be Wicked Witch of the West. And in this scene, they are saying goodbye. They've been together. They've been best friends and roommates. They've had their differences. But they realize that, you know, they've learned from each other and grown, and they've changed for the better and for good. So this is a beautiful duet from Wicked, For Good.
We've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I know you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes a sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
It well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I've learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind off the sea, like a sea drop by a skybird in a distant wood. Who can say if I've been have been changed for good. And just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for the things I've done you blame me for.
But then I guess we know there's blame to share,
And none of it seems to matter anymore. Like a ship blown from its course by a wind off the sea, like a seed drawn by a bird along the horn. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better.
and because I knew you,
Because I knew you. Because I knew you. I have been changed for good. Woo, let's hear it for Christy Lockhart. Wow, thank you. Take a bow, take a bow, take a bow. Yeah, thank you. Wow, really, thank you so much. That was really fun, thank you. Now I'm going to showcase the incredible talents of Luke Malloy. Probably some of you heard that the last Sherman brother passed away this past week. Robert and Richard Sherman wrote many wonderful, wonderful songs and musical scores for Disney. So we're going into a little Disney set here, and I'll let Luke say a little bit about this little medley he's going to play.
Hello, everyone. So it's nice to be here for our third consecutive year in the Richardson Room. They love us so much. And we've made it a little bit of a tradition, and it's, I'm grateful that Jean features me in this way to do some medleys in the past. If you've been here before, you've heard West Side Story. I did a Les Mis. We had My Fair Lady. And we have two more for you today, the first of which is medley by the Sherman Brothers, who worked for Disney for many, many years doing movies such as Bedknobs and Broomsticks, The Jungle Book, and more notably Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and of course Mary Poppins. And so we're going to do some songs today in tribute to them, and also in tribute to Dick Van Dyke, who just a few days ago became the oldest Emmy Award winner, 98 years young, won for a guest spot on Days of Our Lives, if anyone watches that. So yeah, we're gonna feature some songs, including Ooh Ooh Ooh, I Wanna Be Like You from The Jungle Book, and Truly Scrumptious from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and some nice ones from Mary Poppins.
Now you see why I feature him. Oh, I'm so lucky. I'm just so lucky to be performing with Luke. Thank you. Amazing. We'd like to continue with a few more Disney songs, and this is a set I like to call Disney a la Menken, because I love the music of Alan Menken. And he sort of started the whole new Disney Renaissance with The Little Mermaid, writing a wonderful score with Howard Ashman, and then he went on to write Beauty and the Beast, and these were all animated movies and also Broadway shows. And Hercules, Pocahontas, he started this whole wonderful Aladdin, new renaissance of Disney shows and movies. And he was the son of a boogie-woogie piano-playing dentist, and his mother, yeah, I know, I read that too, I was like, wow. And then his mother was an actress and a dancer and a playwright, so he came from this very artistic family. And he won his first prize at age 9 in New York City, his first prize for composition, so I think started young. And then he went to NYU for musicology, which he has said was a little boring for him. And then he happened upon a musical theater composing workshop, and the rest is history. It just changed his life, and we're so lucky for that. And this first song is from Beauty and the Beast, a wonderful animated movie and musical. And this is the song between Belle, the main characters, Belle and the Beast, as they are understanding that despite their differences, they can grow to change and become better people. And this sounds a lot like For Good, so we have a theme going with our songs today. This is a beautiful song, Beauty and the Beast. Tale as old as time, true as it can be, barely even friends, then somebody bends unexpectedly. Just a little change, small to say the least, both a little scared, neither one prepared. Beauty and the Beast, ever just the same, ever a surprise, ever as before, ever just as sure as the sun will rise. Tale as old as time, tune as old as song, bittersweet and strange, finding you can change, learning you were wrong, certain as the sun rising in the east. Tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast. Tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast. Thank you. Thank you. Alan Menken has won 8 Academy Awards, more than any other person, and he's probably going to win more because he's not done writing beautiful songs, I hope. This next song is from the animated movie Tangled, and it's a duet that was starring Rapunzel and Flynn Rider, played by Mandy Moore and Zachary Levi. And in this musical movie, they are again, sort of discovering who they really are and who they want to be through the love of each other. And Mencken wrote this wonderful movie and musical score and said that to him this was like the love theme and the main theme for him for this whole movie. So this is the beautiful duet turning into a solo today, I See the Light. All those days watching from the windows, all those years outside looking in, all that time never even knowing just how blind I've been. Now I'm here blinking in the starlight. Now I'm here, suddenly I see, standing here, it's all so clear, I'm aware I'm meant to be, and at last I see the light, and it's like the fog has lifted, and at last I see the light, and it's like the sky is new, and it's warm and real and bright, and the world has somehow shifted. All at once, everything looks different now that I see you. All those days chasing down a daydream, all those years living in a blur, all that time never truly seeing things the way they were. Now you're here shining in the starlight. Now you're here, suddenly I know, standing here, it's all so clear, I'm aware I'm meant to go, and at last I see the light, and it's like the fog has lifted, and at last I see the light, and it's like the sky is new, and it's warm and real and bright, and the world has somehow shifted. All at once, everything is different now that I see you. Thank you. Thank you. And we'd like to end this Disney set with a wonderful song. It's sort of like the signature song of Aladdin. It's a musical on Broadway and also an animated movie. And this is another duet turned into a solo between Aladdin and Jasmine as they ride their famous magic carpet and they want to see a whole new world and find their freedom and explore this new wonderful life that they are finding on this magic carpet ride. So this is the wonderful A Whole New World. I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, darling, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride, a whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming. A whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew. But when I'm way up here, it's crystal clear that now I'm in a whole new world with you. Unbelievable sights, indescribable feeling, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling through an endless diamond sky. A whole new world, 100,000 things to see. I'll chase them anywhere, there's time to spare. Let me share this whole new world with you. A whole new world, that's where we'll be, a wondrous place for you and me. Thank you. Thank you, Luke. Thank you. And now I think we have a sing-along. Yes, so we'd like Christy to come up and help me. Now this is your turn. I see lots of people wanting to sing, right? So this first song, after COVID, we weren't allowed to sing very much during COVID. Of course, singers were probably the most dangerous people on earth during COVID. So it's nice that we can all come together and sing. So I wanted to have you all join together in a few songs, and I hope you all know When You Wish Upon a Star from Pinocchio. If you don't, just go la la la, but we have the words in the program, so turn to that page, and we'd like to have you all join together. Let's raise the roof here, sort of, and joyfully join our voices in When You Wish Upon a Star. Let's hear you. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you. Great. If your heart is in your dreams, no request is too extreme. When you wish upon a star, as dreamers do, fate is kind. She brings to those who long the sweet fulfillment of their secret longing. Like a bolt out of the blue, fate steps in and sees you through. When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. Beautiful. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. I'm clapping for you. Now, I chose this song, actually this morning when I got up and saw the rain. I thought, yes, we need to sing this song. We need to convince the weather gods that we want a beautiful summer of blue skies, right? So I think we have to join our voices and sing as loud as we can, and we're going to guarantee ourselves a wonderful summer of blue skies. This is the great song by Irving Berlin. So we're going to sing it all the way through once, so we're going to go back to the bridge and sing that last half again. So let me hear you. Let's have a guaranteed summer of blue skies. Here we go. Voices together. All right, let me hear you. Blue skies, smiling at me. Nothing but blue skies do I see. Great. Bluebirds singing a song. Nothing but blue nothing but blue skies. From now on, we can only hope. Let's do it again from the bridge. Never saw the sun shining so bright. Never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by. When you're in love, my how they fly. Oh, blue days, all of them gone. Nothing but blue skies from now on. Yes, yes, we are. And look at that, blue skies. Wow, that's great. We are guaranteed a wonderful summer. Thank you.
All right, my turn again. Jean and I were putting our heads together trying to think of what a good second option would be for this medley. And we decided, I'm currently working on a production of La Cage aux Folles down in Providence, Rhode Island at the Trinity Rep Company. And so I said I can put together a little medley. These are all Jerry Herman tunes. He's better known for writing Mame, starring Angela Lansbury, and Hello Dolly, of course, the longest running musical for a long time. And so this is going to be some songs from La Cage, including the title song, With You on My Arm, The Best of Times Is Now, and a song that Gloria Gaynor of I Will Survive fame had a top 40 hit with in the 80s, I Am What I Am. So sit back, enjoy. And here we go.
All right. with some oldies but goodies. And now we're going to do some new and wonderful, I like to call this set. I don't know if any of you have seen the new movie Barbie. I was debating wearing a pink sequin jumpsuit and doing I'm Just Ken, but I think I'll wait for our next show for that. I really love this song. It's called What Was I Made For? It was written by the pop singer-songwriter Billie Eilish. And if you look in your programs, you'll see it says Billy O'Connell and Phineas O'Connell. They are brother and sister songwriting team. And she wrote this with the Mattel Barbie doll in mind in the movie, but then she has said recently that when she started writing the song, it took on a more personal meaning for her. This is really a song about wanting to be seen for who you really are and finding your way in life. And I think we can all, agree with that, finding who we are and who we want to be in this world, as well as Barbie. So this is the wonderful What Was I Made For? I used to float, now I just fall down. I used to know, but I'm not sure now what I was made for. What was I made for? Taking a drive, I was an idea, looked so alive. Turns out I'm not real. What was I made for? What was I made for? 'Cause I don't know how to feel, but I wanna try. I don't know how to feel, but someday, well, I might, yes, someday, I think I forgot how to be happy. Something I'm not, but something I can be. Something I wait for. Something I'm made for. Thank you. It's a really beautiful song. And this next song was written by a former student of mine at Boston College who has gone on, and his name is Anthony Nunziata, and he collaborated with two of his friends to write this beautiful song. It has a little Disney-esque feel to it. He's on a wonderful tour across the country in Europe. If you get to see him, he comes through Boston, New York, Anthony Nunziata. I recommend you check out his show. He is writing a lot of wonderful songs right now, and this is one that I heard in January at his show in New Hampshire, and I fell in love with it. And it's got a beautiful, beautiful words and lyrics about finding a home and finding who you really belong with. And Anthony agreed and was happy to let me share this with you. So here is the beautiful I Found a Home. Oh, the waiting is hard when the wait is so long, when the feeling runs deep and the need is so strong. You can hardly believe you might someday belong and belong with somebody like you. Home, I found a home. I'm not alone. I found a friend in you, and dreams, they do come true. And when they do, you find that everything is possible and bright anew. I found a home in you. Now you hear all the talk, you wait for your turn, but it just brings you down, and you think you might learn that love is for everyone else in this world. That's what's so amazing to me. Oh, I found a home. I'm not alone. I found a friend in you, and dreams, they do come true. And when they do, you find that everything is possible and bright anew. Well, I found a home in you. You made my heart your own. I thank my lucky stars every day. Those bad old days are gone, and I just wish the whole wide world could say, home, I found a home. I'm not alone. I found a friend in you, and dreams, they do come true. And when they do, you find that everything is possible and bright anew. I found a home. I found a home. I found a home in you. Thank you. It's a beautiful, beautiful song. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you. And now, for this last set, this is a very special set. It's in honor of a very special lady, very beloved by the library, Betty Malloy. And I know the Malloy family is here, and her husband, John. And we wanted to do something to honor her as she passed away this past January. And I asked Susan for some ideas, and she gave me some wonderful songs to consider to sing. And we just wanted to honor this wonderful woman. And I'll let Luke, her grandson, say a few words as well.
Sure. When Jean asked me to first play here 2 years ago at the Thomas Crane Public Library, she said, "Oh, it's Quincy. You know, you probably know it or have gone to it." And I said, "Yes, I grew up going to the library. My mother worked here as a librarian for 10 years, and my grandmother was very involved. She lived in Quincy for over 60 years, especially when she retired from being a school teacher. She worked here as part of the Friends of the Public Library, later as president of the Friends, which puts on concerts such as this and do a lot of great work. Her crowning achievement is the bookstore, so I invite you to go down when it's open. Is it open Sundays? Whenever the bookstore is open, not today. But come back to the library, check out the bookstore, it would mean a lot. And yeah, it's very gracious of Jean to allow time in this set to sing some songs that were important to her. So thank you.
I've always heard that Betty was a force of nature. That's always like the phrase people like to say, and very beloved by everyone. This first song, Old Cape Cod is a song I'd never heard. Has anyone heard of the song Old Cape Cod? Oh, a few people. Oh, wonderful. I'd never heard of it, and I love Cape Cod. And Betty and John have a beautiful home in Falmouth. I guess they spent summers there, and Cape Cod was a wonderful home away from home in the summers for them. I grew up in Western New York State, and we used to make a pilgrimage every summer growing up, all the way from almost into Pennsylvania to Cape Cod. So Cape Cod is a very special, place for me as well. And I can really relate to this song. And it was actually written by the lyrics by a Boston housewife, Claire Rothrock, who gave it to Patti Page, who was a very famous pop rock country singer at the time, and she fell in love with it too. And this song took off and became a hit, and it's credited with putting Cape Cod on the map as a tourist destination, which I didn't know, but it's just a beautiful song. And I know that for Betty and John, spending all those summers in the family in Falmouth in that beautiful space, it's a very meaningful song for them. So this is Old Cape Cod. If you're fond of sand dunes and salty air, quaint little villages here and there, you're sure to fall in love with old Cape Cod. If you like the taste of a lobster stew, served by a window with an ocean view, you're sure to fall in love with old Cape Cod. Winding roads that seem to beckon you, miles of green beneath the skies of blue, church bells chiming on a Sunday morn remind you of the town where you were born. If you spend an evening, you'll want to stay, watching the moonlight on Cape Cod Bay. You're sure to fall in love with old Cape Cod. Winding roads that seem to beckon you, miles of green beneath the skies of blue, church bells chiming on a Sunday morn remind you of the town where you were born. If you spend an evening, you'll want to stay, watching the moonlight on Cape Cod Bay. You're sure to fall in love with old Cape Cod. Yes, you will. You're sure to fall in love with old Cape Cod. Cape Cod. Thank you. Thank you, Susan, for having me find this beautiful song. And this next song is another song that Betty and John loved. It's from the movie musical High Society with music by Cole Porter. And it is sung in the movie by Bing Crosby and Grace Kelly. They're on this boat and they're surfing the ocean, and he's serenading her in this beautiful song. But this is just a beautiful song. I think 64 years, John. 64 years, John and Betty were married. Let's hear it for that. Amazing. Wow. That really is true love. So here's a beautiful song by Cole Porter. with nothing to do but to give to you and to give to me love forever true. I give to you and you give to me true love, true love. So on and on it will always be true love, true love. For you and I have a guardian angel on high with nothing to do but to give to you and to give to me love forever true, love forever true. Thank you. Thank you. Such a pleasure to honor this wonderful woman. And I think this last song, first of all, I'd like to thank everyone again for coming out and joining us. Really thrilled to have you here. So you've been a great audience. Thank you, and keep singing. And we'd like to thank Christy Lockhart again and the Friends of the Thomas Crane Library for having us. It's always a joy for us. So thank you. And this song wasn't on the list, but I think Betty and John will love this song. It's the great Cole Porter song, I Get a Kick Out of You. So we'd like to end with this wonderful song by Cole Porter. I get no kick from champagne. Mere alcohol doesn't thrill me at all. So tell me, why should it be true that I get a kick out of you? I get no kick from cocaine. I'm sure that if I took even one sniff, that would bore me terrifically too. Yet I get a kick out of you. I get a kick every time I see you standing there before me. I get a kick, though it's clear to me you obviously don't adore me. I get no kick in a plane, flying too high with some guy in the sky is my idea of nothing to do. Yet I get a kick out of you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Luke Malloy. I get a kick every time I see